So have y'all heard the recent story about the lady finding the rug buried in her yard, and then some paranormal stuff started going on in her house? And the most recent update that I've seen thus far is that 2 cadaver dogs came and hit on the spot where she found the rug. So it's like a whole ordeal. Her home is like caution taped up, and yeah, they're out there doing some investigating to find out what's in that rug. So when she was first telling the story about the paranormal stuff going on, I'm sure there were people like didn't believe her. And yes, I look like Miss Trunchbull. We're not going to talk about it. But unless you've experienced something paranormal, like, you just brush it off. And I'm going to tell you some things that happened to me. One in adulthood, one in childhood, literally will scar you for life, okay? So I grew up in, we call it the old house. It's an older home built by my great-great-grandparents. It's over 100 years old now. And there were 2 bedrooms upstairs. Mine was first, my little brother's was second. I have 2 younger brothers, and they both shared that second bedroom together until one of them, who we call the golden child, not anymore, I took that place gladly. Sorry, they got me. He decided, no, it's too scary up here. I don't want to be in here anymore. He goes downstairs, gets his own room. My other little brother's like, heck no, I don't want to be up here either. It's scary. Peace out, sis. I'm going downstairs and getting a bunk bed with my brother. And I was like, listen, this isn't going to happen. I'm scared too. So my youngest little brother's like 5 years younger than me, and we're young, like in elementary school young. So I just start sharing the bunk bed with my youngest brother. And then eventually I was like, I can't be sleeping in the bed with my little brother. I'm going to go sleep on the couch. So I slept in the living room for years. And then come middle school, I'm like, listen, this isn't cool. I need my own room. I'm going to be brave. So I go back upstairs. And then my other brother decides that he doesn't want to share doesn't want to share a room with my youngest brother anymore. So my youngest brother has to come back upstairs, and he's scared. And Mom encourages him by telling him, we're going to take off the door between your and Larissa's room to make him feel more safe to be up there. Anyway, so all is well and all is fine, but you hear noises in that room. Oftentimes, especially if you're home alone, you hear footsteps. Now, we had a dog, Chloe Joe. We love her, miss her so much. And anytime she'd hear something, it'd freak her out, like knocks, creaks, footsteps. She'd freak out. You'd be home by yourself. She would hear footsteps upstairs in that second bedroom, and she would get on the couch because there was a register. If you look down the register and you're up in that upstairs room, you can see the living room. Vice versa. You can see up through it and see that room. She'd hear footsteps just like we would hear it, and she would get on that couch and just yap, 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 yap. Imagine being at home by yourself. That's scary, okay? And random things would happen in the house. Nothing crazy. Mainly, like, you'd leave something somewhere and you'd go back and it's in a different spot. That happened to my mom. Toys would go off randomly. Mom used to tell us that it's low batteries. So that's what we used to say when toys would randomly go off. It's low batteries. So that leads me to this story that I experienced. It was very, very, very scary for me, okay? I was probably, I want to say it was 14, 15, 16. Probably 14, 15. And my little brother had decided he's too scared to sleep in his room, so he starts sleeping on the couch, all right? But I'm brave, all right? So I just sleep with his bedroom light on and my TV on. Slept with the TV my whole entire life. Night, he had like a little remote control car on his bedroom floor. It just starts going off, going in circles. And I'm like, it's the batteries. It's the batteries, what I was telling myself as this thing is going in circles. It's the batteries. That's what Mom told us. Then all of a sudden, he has like a toy shelf full of toys. He had tons of toys. They start going off one by one. Just start going off. Then they start falling off the toy shelf. And I'm like, listen, that can't all be batteries. I'm panicked, but I was so paralyzed with fear I couldn't move or say anything. And then there's a door frame, right? I have a bookshelf right up against the door frame. A book just goes, whoop, falls right off my bookshelf. Like someone took their finger and pulled it out and whoop, popped it right on the floor. As if I wasn't scared enough, whatever this thing was not done with me yet. It was not done until I was scared, real scared, okay? So then I have a dresser at the foot of my bed, and I'm a messy person, but I was a studious girl, okay? I had tons of like notes from school stacked up on that little dresser. And you would think a fan was going or like a big gust of wind had come through the room. There was no air movement up there, okay? Like that room was one of those rooms like you have to run like an AC unit. We didn't have the AC unit on. It was cold at this time. So all of a sudden it was like this gust of wind came through my room, whoosh. All those papers just went whoosh across my room, flew in the air, fell on the floor. I'm like, literally, this is impossible. I can't explain it away. There's no low batteries this time, Mom, okay? I'm scared, but again, paralyzed with fear. I just throw those covers over my head and I'm like, you're scaring me, please stop. And finally, I got the courage to run and jump out of my bed, and I took off down those stairs. I went so fast on the stairs, I fell halfway down them and I wet my britches down the stairs, okay? Nothing ever crazy ever happened in the house, but still, as a 30-some-year-old woman, I cannot hardly go back to the house. I will not be in that house by myself. I do not like it. I do not feel safe there. I do not feel comfortable. I still have nightmares about this home, okay? And my dad like brushed me off and like didn't really believe me, thought I was like being dramatic or making it up until we ended up having renters move into that home. And their dad came to my dad, 2 little girls that lived there. Their dad came to my dad and told my dad something that happened, said his little girls had a scratch on their face. And he said, how'd you get that scratch? And the little girl goes, the mean little old lady upstairs. He said, what mean little old lady upstairs? The one that lives in the closet? He goes, well, why would she scratch you? And they said, because we were putting stickers up on the wall. They described what that mean little old lady upstairs looked like, and they basically described my great-great-grandma. Great-great-grandma, why are you being mean to people? I don't think it's great-great-grandma. I don't know who that is, but they are mean, whoever it is, and are scary. But then, as an adult, the other paranormal story that happened to me was I worked in this building, huge building, and I was there by myself one evening, and apparently someone had come in, but we kept those doors locked. Nobody could get through past the lobby. I didn't hear them come in. I'm in an office, and I get a phone call, and my boss goes, hey, are you at work still? I'm like, yeah, why? And they go, well, someone's in the lobby. They see you in the hallway, but you won't come to the door. They're trying to get your attention. You won't come to the door. I was like, I'm not, nor have I been in the hallway, and I didn't even know anybody was up front in the lobby. Like, that's not me in the hallway. That place used to be a funeral home. Found that out later. Wasn't me. It was someone coming back from the grave standing in the hallway, apparently. Wasn't me. I don't like to believe in paranormal stuff, but it's hard to explain those things away. So when people tell their paranormal stories, I'm like all ears because I've experienced it. And unless you haven't, I totally get that it's hard to comprehend. And when I tell people my stories and they're like, they're skeptical, I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. Those things are scary and I don't understand them. I can't explain them. All I know is it was super, super scary. Yeah, that's my paranormal experience, in case you cared.